Welcome to video number 5 in ZDR Challenge video series. You have already come up with an idea and developed a business model. In this video, we will go through different methods in order to be able to make sure that the customers like your idea and it's validated and it can go to market. So the first method you can do is competitors analysis. Competitors analysis is a very powerful tool as it gets you to understand what's happening in the market. If the product or the service you're offering is already working with someone else, it's probably going to work with you. But with the competitor analysis, you can find your advantages. You can find what are you going to be strengthening on to make sure your product has an advantage, that it will work better than other products already in the market. And your customers will really love you doing this because you will give them a service or a product that is unique from any other thing in the market. So the next step in the product or the service validation is basically asking your users whether they like it or not, whether they need it or not. And this is called market research. The importance of market research is that you will get to understand lots of things that you didn't know about your product or service from your customer point of view. Because sometimes you might think that there is something that's going to work this way, but this is only your opinion. So you need to make sure that your customer agree with you. So this is on one hand. On the other hand, you might also get newer ideas that can make your idea even stand out more and gain more traction when launching it. Before talking to your customers, you need to first identify who these customers are going to be, which is called customer segmentation. So for instance, if you are selling a hair product, you probably are going to be targeting women, but you need to specify more. You need to know what age are you going to be targeting and how much can they spend on the product on average. Another thing, moving forward with that, is that you kind of need to know what exactly are the properties that you're going to be asking about. What are the different things about your product or service that you're going to be talking about? When you're asking your customers about a product or service you're offering them, you should always use open-ended questions. These kind of questions will help you extract as much information as you can that will be helpful in developing your product even further. On the other hand, you should not try to direct your customers towards specific answers, as this might affect their own way of thinking, which is not going to be really helpful for your product or service. Moving forward, at this moment, think about it from this perspective. What if you are selling a hair product? Would you go ask the customer, do you want to buy this hair product to solve this problem? I don't think so. It's better if you ask them, what are the problems facing your hair and how do you usually solve them? And at this moment, you will understand what kind of products they're already using and if your challenge that you're trying to target is really something that is painful for them. Once you have your questions ready and you know who your target customer is going to be, it's time to ask them these questions. Reach out to people that you know and tell them you're not trying to sell them anything. Rather, you just want their sincere opinion. Try to always compliment people when you're asking them to do you a favor like this one by telling them, for instance, if you're selling the hair products, I really do like your hair. I think you're taking good care of it. Do you mind taking a 5-minute survey? Just tell me how you take care of it. On the other hand, when you're trying to interview someone, try to always ask them to record the interview. This does not mean you should not take notes. It's very important to write down the important points that you can discuss further with them later on. During the interview, you need to try to interact with the interviewees as much as you can. Try to always show them that you're interested in what they are saying. And whenever you feel that you want to listen more and hear more about their solution or their problem, just tell them, interesting, tell me more about it. Moving forward, once you're done with the interview, comes a very critical point where you need to analyze all the information that you collected. Analyzing this information will help you to understand more about how can you make your product or service better to fit them. So another way to validate an idea that you want to transfer into a product or a service is to basically create something called an MVP, which is minimum viable product. You don't want to spend lots of time and lots of money on creating a product or a service that people won't actually buy or use. This is going to be like wasting time. So what you can do is to basically test if they are willing to buy it even before it exists. You can do this in so many different ways. For instance, you can just launch a Facebook page, add a product that you're planning to create but you actually did not create yet, and see how people are going to interact with this. Would they buy it? Would they pay for it? You can also pay for ads to even reach more customers and see how they will interact with your ad. Would they pay for it? Would they try to buy the product? Would they send you questions asking how much does it cost? Stuff like this will show you if this product is worth launching or not really. You can also create a landing page, which is the page when you land on when you first open a website. And on this landing page, you can add as much details as you can so that people will learn more about your product. Also, add a subscribe now button. And through this feature, you will learn more if more people are willing to actually know more about your product and offering. If you already have a pricing for your service or product, you can add a fake buy now button. This button is going to help you basically understand if people are really willing to pay for your product, and also if you're offering multiple products or services, what are they more appealed towards and what they are going to pay for more. You need to mention at the end that this was an experiment so that people will not lose trust in your brand. If your product is almost ready, you can as well start taking pre-orders, and this will show you the willingness of buyers to pay for your product. Finally, you can create an actual MVP that has the least possible features that are essential to be in your product and start selling it. There are so many different ways to validate if a business idea or a business product is going to work. Your imagination is the limit, so make sure that your product is really needed and validated before going to market. See you at the next video.